Well, good morning from the hot tub in Phoenix. Today we're going to do lesson 132 of A Course in Miracles, and I hope that you are having a fantastic morning or afternoon or evening yourself out there. Lesson 132. I loose the world from all I thought it was. What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effects as is the truth. A madman thinks the world he sees is real, and does not doubt it, nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects. It is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. Yet is salvation easily achieved? For anyone is free to change his mind, and all his thoughts change with it. Now the source of thought has shifted, for to change your mind means you have changed the source of all ideas you think or ever thought, or yet will think. You free the past from what you thought before. You free the future from all ancient thoughts of seeking what you do not want to find. Okay, I think that's a really good paragraph to go back and reread. Yet salvation is easily achieved, so on and so forth. That's really good. That talks to us about reminding us that changing our mind is the first ingredient to the transformation that we're looking for and ultimately salvation for ourselves. Okay, the present now remains the only time. Here in the present is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears, and you find escape and give it to the world. You have enslaved the world with all your fears, your doubts and miseries, your pain and tears. And all your sorrows press on it and keep the world a prisoner to your beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thoughts of death within your mind. Now that's a really good place to look at our personal responsibility in raising the consciousness of humanity. When we hold on to our grudges and resentments, we continue to enslave the world. Damn! The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning, and what you behold upon it are your wishes, acted out so you can look on them and think them real. Perhaps you think you did not make the world, but came unwillingly to what was made already, hardly waiting for your thoughts to give it meaning. Yet in truth, you found exactly what you looked for when you came. There is no world apart from what you wish, and herein lies your ultimate release. Change but your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. It almost rhymes. Ideas leave not their source. This central theme is often stated in the text and must be borne in mind if you would understand the lesson for today. It is not pride which tells you that you made the world you see, and it changes as you change your mind. But it is pride that argues you have come into a world quite separate from yourself, impervious to what you think, and quite apart from what you chance to think it is. There is no world! Exclamation point. This is the central thought of the Course that the Course attempts to teach. Not everyone is ready to accept it, and each one must go as far as he can let himself be led along the road to truth. He will return and go still farther, or perhaps step back a while and then return again. That's okay too. But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Their readiness will bring the lesson to them in some form which they can understand and recognize. Some see it suddenly on point of death and rise to teach it. Others find it in experience that is not of this world, which shows them that the world does not exist because what they behold must be the truth, and yet it clearly contradicts the world. Whew, that was a big sentence. Basically, when people start waking up, I think it's the gist of that part. And some will find it in this course and in the exercises that we do today. I guess it being awakening to the truth. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. And if it is indeed your own imagining, then you can loose it from all things you ever thought it was by merely changing all the thoughts that gave it these appearances. The sick are healed, as you let go of all thoughts of sickness, and the dead arise when you let thoughts of life replace all thoughts you ever held of death. So easy. A lesson earlier repeated once must now be stressed again, for it contains the firm foundation for today's idea. I love all these overarching or overlapping concepts too. It helps really anchor them into our consciousness. You are as God created you. There is no place where you can suffer and no time that can bring change to your eternal state. How can a world of time and place exist if you remain as God created you? What is the lesson for today except another way of saying that to know yourself is the salvation of the world? To free the world from every kind of pain is but to change your mind about yourself. There is no world apart from your ideas, because ideas leave not their source, and you maintain the world within your mind in thought. Yet, if you are as God created you, you cannot think apart from Him, nor make what does not share His timelessness and love. Are these inherent in the world you see? Does it create like Him? Unless it does, it is not real, and cannot be at all. If you are real, the world you see is false, for God's creation is unlike the world in every way. And as it was His thought by which you were created, so it is your thoughts which made it and must set it free, that you may know the thoughts you share with God. Okay, that was kind of a long, wordy sentence. We never left the mind of God. Our thoughts are not our own, and we're sharing in the mind of God throughout the day with our thoughts. Okay, release the world, exclamation point. Your real creations wait for this release to give you fatherhood, not of illusions, but as God in truth. God shares His fatherhood with you who are His son, for He makes no distinctions in what is Himself and what is still Himself. What He creates is not apart from Him, and nowhere does the Father end, the Son begin as something separate from Him. There is no separation. There is no world because it is a thought apart from God and made to separate the Father and the Son and break away a part of God Himself and thus destroy His wholeness. Can a world which comes from this idea be real? Can it be anywhere? Deny illusions, but accept the truth. Deny you are a shadow briefly laid upon a dying world. Release your mind, and you will look upon a world released. Today our purpose is to free the world from all the idle thoughts we ever held about it, and about all living things we see upon it. They cannot be there, nor can we. No more can we. For we are in the home of our Father set for us along with them. And we who are as He created us would loose the world this day from every one of our illusions, that we may be free. Begin the 15-minute periods in which we practice twice today with this. I, who remain as God created me, would loose the world from all I thought it was. For I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. Then merely rest, alert and with no strain, and let your mind in quietness be changed so that the world is freed along with you. You need not realize that healing comes to many brothers far across the world, as well as to the ones you see nearby, as you send out these thoughts to bless the world. But you will sense your own release, although you may not fully understand as yet that you could ever be released alone. Throughout the day, increase the freedom sent through your ideas to all the world, and say whenever you are tempted to deny the power of your simple change of mind, I loose the world from all I thought it was, and choose my own reality instead. Wow, there was a lot of excellent teachings in there, and that was quite a long one. Lesson 132. All right, so let's see what a year of forgiveness has to say. Get a little shout out here. Woo, sunshine. Lesson 132. I loose the world from all I thought it was. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. This is the most challenging principle behind these teachings, is it not? That the world is not real. That is challenging, actually, especially when you're out here and it's so beautiful. You want to believe all of this is real, but if God is real, the world is not real. You must understand that this is why people look at religion and say, well, if there is a God, then I do not want that God. Look at the world. Look at what is here. Look at the hungry children. Look at how religious institutions misuse their power. Look at the monetary system. Look at the environment. Look at the industries polluting this gorgeous planet. If there is a God and God is all-powerful, then God does not exist in this place, or this God is insane. That is why people leave religions. They realize that as time goes by, this place becomes crazier and crazier. Why is it becoming crazier? Well, you all act out of accord with your natural selves. You move into urban environments. You live in little boxes surrounded by electricity. You avoid nature. You do all kinds of detrimental things to your natural state of being. You can see that other natural creatures, when humans do not imprison them, have an ease and way about them that is peaceful, even though they end in death or a predator may eat them. While they are alive and free, they have a lovely time of it. You have been riddled with distortions, intentionally so, and that is why you have strayed so far from your natural self. That is why we keep telling you to do things like eat healthily if you can. That is why we tell you to go out in daylight and moonlight and starlight. Get out in nature, because it recalibrates you a little bit each day. It recalibrates you back to a more natural place. This world, even in a healthy state, is a world of separation. You create it together, but you are not responsible for anybody else's thoughts. You are only responsible for your own mind, and it is your mind that you must see that causes you suffering, makes up stories, creates dramas, and causes all kinds of shenanigans in your day. If you are present, purely present, not in the past or in the future, and not gossiping about anybody, and then you see that most of the time you are fine. Nothing bad happens. The power of now is the most powerful place in the universe. It is the place where you decide to choose love or fear. Are you going to drift off into the fantasies in your mind about what others say, or what terrible future awaits you, or what sickness may be growing in your body? Or are you going to be present in your body, calm and peaceful, and exist in the place you are meant to be? This is the challenge that the Course sets up for you. It is important for you to understand that you create your suffering by living in an illusory world. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. Well, I really love the complementary aspects of remaining present being enforced here in the Jesus commentary that goes so nicely along with changing our mind about this world that we perceive, and really understanding and driving home that this world isn't real. Ooh, it's hard to accept, especially out here, especially with this beautiful sun looking right at me. Well, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day, and that these lessons are helping you, healing you, so that you can get out there in the world and send that forgiveness and love and peace energy emanating around you wherever you are. That's why we're doing this, to give it away. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.